Hello, Channel Frederator. How's it going? By the way, could y'all please do a 107 facts about Zootopia?
Fresh off the mega success of Frozen and Big Hero 6, Disney Animation Studios is back and cuddlier than ever with Zootopia. This time around, the animals are running the show, but bringing this mammal metropolis to the big screen was no easy task. I'm Maggie at Frederator, and we're digging deep into the backstory of Zootopia. Are you a die-hard Disney fan? Or are you just curious what all the hype is about? No matter which level you're at, we've got you covered. So get ready, because Channel Frederator is counting down the 107 facts that you should know about Zootopia. Let's get started. Number 1. Zootopia is written and co-directed by Rich Moore, Brian Howard, and Jared Bush, the same guys responsible for the ridiculously awesome Wreck-It Ralph. Number 2. Howard began brainstorming the film shortly after Tangle's debut. He drew inspiration from Disney's classics, such as The Jungle Book and The Lion King. Number 3. According to co-director Jared Bush, after all of that brainstorming, Howard finally decided on centering the film around animals. Growing up, Howard's favorite Disney film was Robin Hood, and he thought it was time that Disney made a movie about talking animals again. Number 4. When Howard pitched the idea to Disney studio head John Lasseter, Lasseter was so overjoyed he literally picked up Howard and hugged him. And to be clear, that was 100% consensual. Number 5. The biggest concern the creative team had was ensuring Zootopia would be unique enough to stand out among other animal films, so they put in almost 2 years worth of research into the project. Number 6. The creative team traveled everywhere from Los Angeles to Kenya to gather research on animals. Before they even started developing a story, the team spent a full 15 months studying movement, fur, and behavior. Number 7. The animators visited the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles, where they examined the different structures and textures of fur on a microscopic level. Number 8. While in Kenya, Nate Warner, the director of cinematography for Layout, was bitten by an ostrich, a zebra, and then clawed by a cheetah. He was attacked so many times the team nicknamed him Nate the Bait. Number 9. The idea to create a city of civilized animals transpired after observing mutual respect among predators and prey around their watering hole. The creators decided that, just like in nature, Zootopia's design would begin around a body of water and branch outward. Number 10. While designing the world and history of Zootopia, writers interviewed several experts on the subject matter, including zookeepers, anthropologists, behavioralists, and even psychologists. Number 11. Ultimately, it was Howard's decision to center the story around a rabbit named Judy Hopps and her sly fox counterpart, Nick Wilde. As a kid, Howard favored foxes and had an obsession with drawing rabbits. Number 12. The writers thought that a rabbit and a fox would make an interesting combination. Not only are they natural enemies, but both animals are small, underrated, and yet extremely intelligent. Number 13. It took a full year of research and brainstorming before they even began developing an outline for Zootopia. They pitched so many different versions of the story that once the script was actually finalized, it had zero resemblance to the original draft. Number 14. To set Zootopia's characters apart from other animated films, the animals were designed to walk on 2 feet, have occupations, and use advanced technology, making them more relatable to us. Number 15. Zootopia takes place in a world where humans never existed, yet society has evolved in similar ways. For instance, these animals have the tendencies to stereotype each other based on certain characteristics.
They're all sloths?
Number 16. The story changed significantly over the course of production, shifting from Nick as the protagonist to Judy. Ultimately, Disney made the change because they thought it would make for a much more optimistic perspective. Number 17. In an early draft, it was clear that Nick was lying to a very naive Judy. In the new version, we fall for Nick's lies along with Judy, which makes his scandalous plan a surprising yet inevitable reveal. Number 18. Only mammals live in Zootopia, with the exception of apes. Rich Moore explained that apes were intentionally left out because they already bear a close resemblance to humans. Number 19. Creators admit that the story is by far the most challenging part of the animation process. Zootopia was screened probably 7 times within a 2-year period. Number 20. One of the first story pitches involves citizens of Zootopia wearing collars that prevented them from animalistic behavior. Number 21. Screenwriter Phil Johnston prefers a very hands-on style of filmmaking. According to him, it's the best way to figure out how a story progresses. Number 22. After a script is finalized, artists create storyboards to visualize each shot in the scene. Zootopia had 197,136 story panels created for the film. Number 23. The storyboard artists would act out their scenes scenes and even provide their own sound. If everyone agreed on a scene, they would add dialogue, sound mixing, and then background music. Number 24. After storyboards are finalized, the layout team reassesses scenes in the CG environment. A virtual camera is then placed in the shot to suggest angle, depth, and the movement within the scene. Number 25. Close attention to detail, no matter how small, set Zootopia apart from any other Disney movie today. The goal was to make something never before seen by personalizing every minor detail down to its very core. Number 26. Just a few years ago, creating realistic hair was a huge challenge for animators. Now Disney Animation have experienced a breakthrough, generating new colors, textures, and lengths of fur during the making of Zootopia. Number 27. Each animal species has a completely different fur pattern. Individual strands have been customized down to the root to give each species its own unique design. Number 28. The fur was created one strand at a time, making it a tedious job for the animators involved. Number 29. Keep Alive is a new groundbreaking technology developed by Disney to process animation. It's able to imitate the constant flow of energy that we exhibit in our day-to-day lives, which has never been perfected in animation until now. Number 30. The on-screen world of Zootopia is even bigger than San Francisco in Big Hero 6. Still, Disney took the time to carefully design each environment to look natural enough to appear as though it were constructed by animals. Number 31. Zootopia is divided into 5 different areas, each with its own climate. They're known as Tundra Town, Rainforest District, the Burrows, Sahara Square, and Little Rodentia. Number 32. To prevent issues with scaling, Disney animators created a size chart for the animals. The city design had to accommodate mammals of all sizes, from giraffes to mice. Number 33. To make Zootopia's layout feel more authentic, the crew studied how actual cities function, specifically the transitions and interactions between areas like Chinatown and Little Italy. Number 34. Production designer David Gotez came up with the idea to build a giant air conditioning wall through Zootopia to regulate the different climates. Number 35. Every neighborhood is completely original. There were no duplicate models used. Number 36. There are custom vehicles for the animals in Zootopia that vary according to district. Number 37. Now, you'll know this if you saw the film, but Zootopia has its own DMV. That's right, the Department of Mammal Vehicles is run by sloths. A very clever joke on the writer's part. Number 38. To ensure that the world feels somewhat familiar, the animators loosely base their locations on real places. For example, Sahara Square is an animal version of a Las Vegas, while the bunny burrows were modeled after actual carrot fields.
Hey everyone, taking a quick break from the facts to let you know that Frederator's online store Stash Riot is giving $1,000 away for buying your plushies and t-shirts and other stuff from your favorite cartoons. All that's needed to enter is an email address, contest rules apply, and there's a link in the description. Also, all shipping inside the United States is totally free, and if you're outside the United States, shipping is $5 off. Both of these offers will end on April 30th, so go ahead and check them out now while you can. And now, back to the facts.
Number 39. For animators, the goal is to make Zootopia as real as Los Angeles or New York and illustrate a diverse melting pot of species living together with an imperfect city that anyone could fall in love with at any moment. Number 40. The decision to separate Zootopia was influenced by New York City, Paris, and London being constructed into different sections and subsections. Number 41. To be certain that contrasting climates could actually coexist within one city, the team interviewed air conditioning experts on the subject. Number 42. Originally, Zootopia was going to be portrayed as a dystopian city. The directors eventually changed it because they didn't think the idea was right for this film. Yeah, that kind of sounds more like a Tim Burton film. Number 43. Finalizing the neighborhoods for Zootopia proved challenging for the creative team. Several regions were cut from the film, such as Meadowlands, Outback Islands, and even a nocturnal district which was located underneath the city. Number 44. To bring a world like Zootopia into existence, an overwhelming amount of conceptualizing goes into every possible aspect of the film. A shocking 190,000 storyboard drawings and about 80% of the design work didn't even make it into the film. Number 45. Before finalizing a design, up to 15 different layouts were developed for the city. Eventually, designers were influenced by Disneyland itself and modeled Zootopia off of the theme park's map. Number 46. Disney developed around 800,000 characters for the film and gave each of them their own personality. Every background character has its own individual quirks and make them completely unique. Number 47. Zootopia features 400 different kinds of mammal species from every continent. Despite that number, there are no duplicates. Number 48. Early on, the designers chose to give their animals flat feet. The combination of human and animal anatomy allowed clothes to fit better on the characters. Number 49. Walk cycles develop character traits during development. The animators used this process to determine how four-legged animals would walk standing straight up. Number 50. Animators use software called iGroom to bring the definition of the CG fur. It helps the animators create unique patterns and textures by combing through the character's hair. Number 51. The sheep's wool was the hardest animal fur to develop. Disney eventually sent groomers to a petting zoo for up-close photos the artists could use as a reference. Number 52. A mouse in Zootopia has up to 400,000 individual hairs covering its body, which is the same amount of hair that Elsa had in Frozen. In comparison, a giraffe has 9.2 million. Number 53. The writers and animators took the various sized animals into account while creating all aspects of the city. They designated certain areas within each section to provide safe transport for specific animals, such as the rodent subway. Number 54. The animals were intentionally written to match the personalities of their real-life counterparts. Wildebeests were first imagined as business people, but were later reduced to average citizens once research proved that they're dim-witted animals. Number 55. Character archetypes were developed for the film before anyone was cast. Jason Bateman and Ginnifer Goodwin were at the top of the list for the parts of Nick and Judy,
Sly Fox, Dumb Bunny.
basically because their personalities matched the character descriptions.
Jason is doing parts that aren't even highlighted.
No bump needed.
Number 56. Goodwin stars as Snow White in ABC's Once Upon a Time and voices character Judy Hopps, a regular bunny from the Burrows with dreams of becoming the first bunny cop in Zootopia. Number 57. Bateman, most famous for his role in Arrested Development, voices Nick Wilde, the clever con artist fox. Despite his cunning nature, Nick believes that we will never escape our stereotypes, making even his personality the polar opposite of Judy Hopps. Number 58. The concept behind Judy's character is that she firmly believes in what the city represents, the idea that anything is possible. Unfortunately, she is faced with the hidden dark reality that animals in the city stereotype each other. Number 59. Judy is immediately underestimated by her fellow officers because she isn't large or intimidating. So, to prove her self-worth, she bets her badge on a case that leads her to the devilish Nick Wilde, the only witness in the case. Number 60. Howard and Moore's main goal by switching Judy to the protagonist was to inspire their audience with Judy's can-do attitude. Judy eventually goes on to inspire Nick by showing him that he too is capable of change. Number 61. In a clever twist, the case reveals itself to be part of a much bigger and complex plan. Considering Judy only has 48 hours to solve the case, her and Nick are forced to team up in order to solve the mystery in time. Number 62. The official trailer for the movie was released on Walt Disney Studio's YouTube page on New Year's Eve 2015. Number 63. Details about the plot were finally released in a teaser trailer entitled Elephant in the Room, featuring never-before-seen footage of Bogo explaining that there are a total of 14 missing persons, all mammals and all predators of various sizes, which suggests a possible grand scheme. Number 64. For Idris Elba, voicing an animated character is a career first, but has been a secret desire for a very long time. Recently, Elba stated in an interview that he always wanted to be Tom Hanks in Toy Story, but now that he is a buffalo, he couldn't be more excited. Number 65. Police Chief Bogo was shaped to resemble most bodybuilders and muscular policemen. Development artist Corey Loftus noticed that none of them could button the top of their uniforms, so he added that trait to Bogo's design. Number 66. Elba will be in another Disney film in 2016, Finding Dory. He also voices the tiger Shere Khan in the upcoming live-action Jungle Book adaptation. Number 67. Gazelle was originally written as a generic pop star, but was then remodeled after the singer Shakira when she signed on to the project. Gazelle is a popular celebrity character written to symbolize social acceptance within the city. Number 68. Shakira became involved with the project 2 years ago. It's her first time voicing a role in an animated feature. Number 69. It's common for voice actors to get physical while recording their lines, and most of their actions were translated into the character's performance on the big screen. Number 70. There's a scene in the movie where Nick is struggling to eat an extremely small piece of cake. To capture the perfect reaction for this moment, animators filmed Lasseter acting out the scene as a reference. Number 71. Shakira performs her new single, Try Everything, co-written by the singer-songwriter Sia and the songwriting duo Stargate for the Zootopia soundtrack. Number 72. Oscar-winning composer Michael Giacchino created the score. He's the genius composer behind memorable films such as The Incredibles, Inside Out, and even Star Trek. But Zootopia will be his first Disney animation studio project. Number 73. And that score is nothing short of impressive. In fact, it was recorded with an 80-piece orchestra. Number 74. In animation, getting cast members to record lines together is preferred, yet pretty much impossible. But Zootopia was a rare case. The scheduling stars aligned and gave co-stars time to rehearse and build chemistry. Number 75. In addition to Elba, Goodwin, Bateman, and Shakira, the all-star voice cast also includes J.K. Simmons, Octavia Spencer, and even legendary Tommy Chong. Number 76. Chong was shortlisted for the role of club manager at the Mystic Springs Oasis in Zootopia. He's the head of a naturalist club where the animals prefer not to wear clothes. Number 77. Bateman jokes about being cast as the con artist character, claiming Nick Wilde is crafty and sarcastic, a role he's been playing since the young age of 12. Number 78. Raymond Percy plays Flash, the fastest sloth of the DMV, but was also the zombie villain in Wreck-It Ralph. Although completely different in design, these characters have virtually the same delivery method. Number 79. Disney cast John DiMaggio to play Jerry Bumbucks Jr., an elephant business owner in Zootopia. DiMaggio is a famous voice actor known for his role as Bender Rodriguez in Futurama and Jake the dog in the hit animated show Adventure Time. Number 80. The film's story group provided background voices for the feature. Originally, their voices were recorded as stand-ins, but decidedly they kept them in the movie. Number 81. After the layout is approved and the dialogue has been recorded, character movements are finally animated in great detail. Nick's smirk alone involves several facial controls. Number 82. Hyperion is the rendering software used to light Zootopia down to the fur by processing several million light rays at one time. It was originally created to light the city of San Francisco in Big Hero 6. Number 83. Zootopia's major newspaper is called the Wall Street Gerbil. Number 84. You won't catch any of the characters just standing around doing nothing. Everybody is constantly in motion, and it's a huge step in the animation process considering even Frozen had stationary characters. 85. The whole world of Zootopia is constantly in motion, right down to every single leaf on every branch we see. Disney developers spent 9 months creating a wind simulator that is so accurate it even impacts fur on the animals to different degrees. Number 86. After a scene has been animated, it continues down to the simulation department, which takes care of clothing, fur, and lighting. Number 87. Lighting is the final and very crucial step in any animation process because it works as a final polish, emphasizing the textures and environments to look real. According to Disney, only 58% of the film's lighting was completed as of October 27, 2015. Number 88. The biggest problem on the project were the deadlines. Due to the intricate detail involved in every scene, development could continue on forever. Number 89. Directors Brian Howard and Rich Moore cameo in the film. The two appear as nosy neighbors eavesdropping on Judy. Number 90. Because Zootopia is a civilized society where predator and prey live together in harmony, they agreed to feed on insects instead of each other. Number 91. If you look in the background closely, there's a parody of a Lululemon called Lululemmings. Number 92. Every single background character was created with a history and a specific purpose. If you pay attention and listen closely, you may catch tidbits about their side stories. Number 93. There's going to be Frozen Easter eggs hidden in the film. The creators had told us to keep an eye out in Tundra Town. Number 94. Zootopia's notorious crime boss, Mr. Big, is actually no big deal. Literally, he's an Arctic shrew portraying the Godfather in reference to the old mobster films. Number 95. There are bootleg movies in the world of Zootopia. According to Howard, there's an ad on a theater for Star Trunk. Number 96. Goodwin is a self-proclaimed Disney addict. She even married Prince Charming, her co-star on Once Upon a Time, and then bought a house previously owned by a Disney animator. Number 97. According to the creators, not only is it possible, but it makes perfect sense for Zootopia to take place in the same world as Robin Hood. They are completely in favor of the classic Disney film taking place in the Middle Ages of Zootopia. Number 98. There's an observational side of Zootopia that jokingly has been compared to Seinfeld in interviews. Rich Moore would like to think Zootopia has its own version of the television show called Swinefeld. Number 99. The creators have already hinted at the possibility of making spin-off movies featuring islands of birds or reptiles, since both were left out of Zootopia. Number 100. There's a fun chase scene that plays with the audience sense of scaling. When Judy crosses the border into Little Rodentia, suddenly she becomes a relative giant to all the surrounding mice, and the scene turns into a Godzilla-like parody. Number 101. Shakira recently opened up about her new role in the film. Apparently, she was thrilled about the part of Gazelle because she too was a Disney fan growing up. Number 102. Disney has put emphasis on the fact that Zootopia is the first of its kind, and technology is definitely the reason why. Animation software has advanced so much since Tangled and Wreck-It Ralph that even the rough animation dailies now look like completed scenes. Number 103. Zootopia was renamed renamed Zootropolis for UK. Number 104. Disney only had concept art to show when the film was first announced at the 2013 D3 Expo. The first original image to debut was on USA Today. The poster featured Nick Wilde, the Sly Fox, tripping the self-righteous rabbit, Judy Hopps. Number 105. Zootopia has a very encouraging message. Howard claims that the theme is to define yourself despite how the world may see you. Number 106. Zootopia characters are joining the Disney Infinity 3.0 cast. Nick and Judy Infinity figures hit the shelves on March 1st, 2016. Number 107. Oh, and one more slightly important detail. Zootopia is in theaters right now. It came out on March 4th, 2016, so if you haven't seen it yet, what are you doing with your life?